Hi guys, April Lee here. Let's talk spoons. Spoons, spoons, spoons and more spoons. I'm sure if you live with chronic illness, you have heard of the spoon theory. I have been dealing with chronic illness for a while, but consistently for basically 5 years. And I heard of the spoon theory, but I never really researched and studied it to know exactly what it was. And so I've been using something called the pacing method, and I still need to do research to know if there's an actual, like, what that is. And what I'm noticing is, how I'm seeing this is that the pacing method is similar to spoons, but the spoons are the actual visual of the pacing method of what you're doing. So I had an appointment yesterday with my therapist, and we have decided that, I want to prop you up a little bit. Sorry guys. So I can like get everything better. Boom, there we are. Sorry, it's a little funky. Hold on. Yo, I'm telling you what, I'm just like, I'm so professional. I'm so professional here. There we are. That's a better angle. So I want to talk to you about spoons. So I had my appointment yesterday with my therapist, and Lord help me. I had my appointment with my therapist, and we have decided that I need to figure out, there you are, figure out a better way of functioning, because I am not doing well with how I'm handling things. So we decided that the spoon theory is a must, and I need to learn it and figure it out and apply it to my life. So I've been doing something called pacing, like I said, and I'll make like a list, and I'll, go through it as I feel like the most important thing to do is to do, and I will go and do that. And then sometimes I can get it done and sometimes I can't. And usually if I complete the entire list, even if it is small, I am then depleted the next day. So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna try to make this video relatable, understandable, but it's not going to be teaching you on spoon theory. I'm going to discuss it. I'm going to explain a little bit about it. And then what I'm going to do is tell you my plan with it and give you, I have an example here of what my spoon theory is going to look like. This is day 1 for me. And if any of you follow me, you see how I am. I'm either totally on it or totally on another wavelength of functioning, because the brain fog is ridiculous. So anyway, the spoon theory, I am starting on day 1 today, like I said. And what I'm going to do is read to you what it says online. It's a simplified theory, what it is, and give you a couple of examples and explain to you, like, if you're chronically ill or a normal everyday person, what the difference of the amount of spoons would be. Because at first I'm like, well, how do I know how many spoons I have? And honestly, that is something you have to figure out for you. So the woman who created the program started out with herself. She's chronically sick, and she's like, I started out with 12 spoons. That's how I do my day. And that's how I'm basing everything on. And then each task I will apply a spoon, and then know how many spoons I have left to finish whatever else I want to do. But then she was saying, like, a normal healthy person could have 19 spoons or endless amount of spoons, right? So here's what it says. It says, in theory, each spoon represents a unit of energy. Healthy people have an unlimited supply of spoons, but people with chronic illnesses have to ration them out and to get through a day. Spoon theory has become a shorthand or a tool for chronically ill people to not only get through a day and cope, but also explain to their family members. So let me give you an example. And I didn't realize this is what's happening. So for my personal experience, and everyone's different, I've noticed that I've gone to work I work really a small amount. I work a total of like maybe 10 hours a week, and my job is physical. So I would go to work, and it doesn't matter if I worked 3 hours or more, I had the same depleted amount of energy. So I would go to work, and I would literally, like if you look at spoons, I would use them all, right? So I would start out my day with, let's just say I started out fresh, which I didn't, because I've been backtracking chronic illness for a while. So let's say I started out with all these spoons. I go to work, and I'm left with maybe like a portion of this, okay? And I get home, and for me personally, I'm already having like pain, a ton of symptoms I've had for hours, and I'm so fatigued. The only thing I could do with the remainder of this, this little piece of this spoon, right, is to just now go to the bathroom and like maybe change my clothes. Not even, maybe change my clothes and lay down. Even if I don't go to bed, like I have to lay down. And it could be 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon or later, and that is all I have left. And sometimes I will, after a little bit of laying down, I'm like, okay, I can get up and do like a couple of things. And I mean the basics, like maybe walk and get a drink or tuck my daughter in or something real simple. And my spoons are done. So on a work day, I'm gonna do mine with 12 spoons. This is how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna say that, and this is how I'm gauging mine. I'm gonna start my spoon, like let's just say I can have this amount of spoons. It's gonna be 12 for me. And I went to work and I didn't realize what I was doing. So I would go to work, and then it took me, and I always tell everyone this, it takes me 48 hours up to 5 days. Usually it's 4 full days, 48 hours to 4 full days to get back to the baseline of my symptoms, which would be, let's just say the 12 spoons, right? So I'm back to 12 spoons. So I did a day, I used all my spoons, and I'm gonna say I used for a work day, forget 12 spoons. I've used all my spoons, and I kept on going and took from the other days. So that's why, like let's say I work on Saturday, I slowly start like replenishing spoons over the day. So let's say Sunday is like 3 spoons. And then I gain in by basically doing nothing. So I like take my kids to school, rest, do a little rest. Like it's ridiculous. So I'm backtracking and basically like trying to replenish my spoons. So if I work on Saturday and sorry, I'm like screaming. I have 12 spoons. Now I've utilized probably like 15 or 16 spoons. Now I have to go Sunday and rest and try to earn the spoons back. Monday, okay, now I'm up to 6 spoons. Tuesday, now I'm up to like 8 spoons. Thursday. And then what happens is I have all 12 spoons, and I go to work again, and my spoons are gone. And this is a visual, and this has been my life for the past like 4 years. And this is why I feel like I'm in this endless cycle of like, I could never get like a grip on my illnesses. And so what I'm hoping is that through the spoon theory, even though like there's the things that you got your have to's, your want to's, and your need to's. And some things just have to be let go. Like I have to work. I do injections and medications and supplements and resting and pacing. And it is like a 50-step process just to get me to work 10 hours a week. I'm getting through it, but it is becoming very difficult. Mentally, between the medication and the therapy and just God himself helping me to cope and like wrap my head around everything, I'm able to get through it. Physically, it is very difficult to do so, but I don't have a choice right now. And so since I don't have a choice, it is very crucial for me to figure out this spoon theory, and this is why I'm on here sharing it with you. Once I get it down, I will do more dedicated video on really breaking down and explaining, but I'm just showing you where I'm at now. I'm on day 1 and what it's gonna look like for me. So basically, I had my therapy appointment yesterday, and she's like, the reason that you are basically you can't do much of anything and you're so exhausted is you're using up spoons you don't even have. So she said, well, how many spoons did you have when you got out of bed? And I was like, well, I don't know, or how many spoons did you use? I was like, I don't know, getting ready, like taking a shower and putting on clothes, I would say 3 spoons. And she's like, well, you're already negative 3 spoons. I said, what? She's like, well, when you got out of bed, you already used up all your spoons the other day. So now you're gaining your spoons back. So she's like, now you're negative this spoons. And then what else did you do? Now you're negative that spoons. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because the day I had the meeting with her, I had worked. I kind of like gathered Monday. I kind of was like preparing myself for resting. So I rested, but I also decided to do self-care day, which I don't regret that. But I took a shower, God forbid, I took a shower, and then I did some skincare routine on my face and put on some makeup and did a couple of things, but I had to rest. Like by the time it was like 11 o'clock, like I was done. I had made a video and stuff. I was exhausted. So Tuesday comes around. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday. I had my meeting with her at like noon. I got up and I was like, oh, I feel so rejuvenated from yesterday doing my self-care and whatever that, okay, I'm going to do this and that and walk the dogs and do this and take care of that and whatever. By the time 10 o'clock came around, I was so physically exhausted. I was starting to have a lot of pain actually in my feet and my hands more than normal. And I had to lay down, and I lay down from 10 o'clock until 10:40. And I was so exhausted. And what happened was I got so physically tired that mentally because I was having some clarity in the morning. I'm like, wow, I can think, I can actually get something done. I was so physically exhausted that then I was like, I couldn't really think as well. That's why I was so glad that I did what I did earlier that involved thinking or an organized brain, because then I was so tired. So then when I met with her, I was so exhausted. I was cold, I was tired. It's like ridiculous. And so I'm talking to her, and then she explained to me, she's like, this is a perfect example of what is happening to you. So you're functioning at a level that you really don't have. She's like, you are drawing from emptiness. So like basically like I'm drinking from an empty well, right? Somebody's got to fill the well. So if I don't rest and recover, then it's like, I look at it as debt. So my spoons are my wealth, okay? And as I use them, I'm becoming more in debt. So honestly, at this point, because I have been like trying to like catch up with energy and things, I'm like in a deficit of energy and a deficit of good health. So this is what I know without a doubt, that when I am able to no longer do my physical job, I can then allow my body to be able to get the break it needs and to space out and pace and plan and utilize my spoon theory to the full maximum benefit. So I can't do that now. So this is what I'm doing. Yesterday, obviously, I'm saying I have 12 spoons. There's no way in the world I actually have 12 spoons. But this video, I really wanted to make it today. And I know it was going to take spoons, but it was worth it to me because I really want to document this. So I'm going to say it took 2 spoons. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you my list. It's going to look backwards to me until it's like done recording, unfortunately. So here it is. This is me, okay? So I got up this morning and I've got 2 kids. They are 12 and almost 14. They are not morning people. I have to go to and from the rooms. And yes, I know there's other ways around this, but I do this for them. And I slowly wake them up. I go from one room to the next. I decide not to stand in the middle of the house and scream like a lunatic, get up, it's morning, all that. So I go to and from the rooms and get them up, and then I'm getting their waters and I'm getting, their lunches together and doing all these things. By the time I get them, it's like 6:30 in the morning. By the time I get them to school and get home, it is it's been about 6:30 in the morning until it's about 7:45 by the time I'm done with that. That is easily, and I'm being like really good with myself, 3 spoons. Easily 3 spoons. That's why I notice in the summertime, I do better. I don't have to get up so early. I can space out my day. I'm not rushing anywhere. There's no urgency to be on a schedule and all that. It's a lot better for me, which I have the freedom to do that because my kids are out of school in the summer, and I don't work during the week in the summer because I need to be with my kids. And I choose to do that, and I'm able to do that. So I'm just going to give you a visual of my day. So this is what I'm doing. And I bought this at the Dollar Tree, by the way. And I like that I can do this and then just erase it and start from scratch the next day. I took a picture of this, so I have a screenshot of a visual, and I'm also going to make kind of a diary over time of how I'm doing this, because there's no way I'm going to master this at first. But let's say a year from now, I'm doing a lot better. It's going to help me have less mental load and thought process of this. It'll just become more natural to me, is what I'm believing. So today, 3 spoons for the morning routine. I haven't even done anything else yet but the morning routine, and I did get ready, which I'll say, I don't even think I have that on here. I don't. I'm going to say 1 spoon to have gotten myself like together today. So 3 spoons in the morning, 2 spoons for this video, 2 spoons for dishes that I need to do, 3 spoons if I walk my dogs, if I can do it. I'm gonna do all this, and I already know I'm gonna be in a deficit of spoons, but I'm gonna choose to do it. I'm gonna see what happens. And then 3 to go to Aldi. It's a grocery store. It's a very small store, so I'm able to like get my things. I don't food shop like a normal person because it takes up too much energy. It sounds silly, but if you deal with this, you know what I'm talking about. So I choose to save my energy for the cooking. So I'll go do order pickup at Walmart or something, or I go to Aldi once a week and I go through the store. I'm in and out of the store in like 30 minutes. It takes a lot of energy to get the food, pack the food, bring it home, all that. It does. So I do it once a week. And on those days, like yesterday, I couldn't do it. And the day before that, 1 week I was getting dizzy and I didn't feel well, and I knew if I kept going, like the likelihood of me even finishing the shopping trip was not going to happen. So I have to like do that on a better day. I'm very tired today, but mentally I'm like, all right, I'm going to get it done. So my schedule here is 3 spoons for school, 2 spoons for dishes, 3 for the dogs, 2 for getting ready, 3 for Aldi, 1 for the salon store I have to go to get my supplies, 2 for getting my daughter to and from dance today, 1 for the Bible, and one for working on my appointment book for work. What I'm gonna do is do things in order of importance to me. So I was like, you know what, I can't really walk my dogs right now physically. I'm a little tired to do that. And I'm not going to go to the store yet because they weren't open. So I'm going to do my video. So what I plan on doing, and I'll show you another visual just if you want to get an idea of this. So I told myself I have 12 spoons. If I complete this whole thing, I'm at -8 spoons today, which is not a good thing. Tomorrow I have to go to, I have a doctor's appointment that is very important. I have to go to that one. And I have a few errands I need to do, and my house needs to be, like, I have bathrooms to do and floors to do and laundry. And then I work on Friday and Saturday. I have way too much to do to stick to a spoon, allotted amount of spoons that I realistically have. So what I'm gonna do is, they don't know it yet, but my children are gonna have to pitch in. One is gonna have to vacuum, and the other is gonna have to mop this week. And they are old enough to do that, and I barely ask anyone to do anything. My husband's very helpful. He will jump in and do some dishes. He does his own laundry. He will do dishes, and he will help me with anything I ever need. He'll get in there and do it. Do I want him to have to do that? No. Do I want to do everything myself and be, you know, like queen of the house and getting everything done perfectly? Yes, I do. But I can't do it because I'll be left with nothing. And if you deal with chronic illness, you are the only one that will understand this lifestyle. So spoon theory day 1, if I accomplish everything on this list, I am -8 spoons. I'm sharing this with you because it's probably the reality of some people in the spoon theory is that some days you are going to be negative spoons. Some days you're going to have extra spoons. The fact that I am not starting out fresh, it's not like you get sick and they're like, here's your spoon theory. You got it all down. Day one, let's go. I mean, I am just understanding this concept 5 years into chronic illness. So I do believe I'm going to get better at this. I'm sharing this with you where I'm at. I'm -8 spoons. I think that I'm going to try my very best to like find some rest time in between this. So I feel like maybe I'm -4 spoons. I don't really know how it works. I don't think that resting during one day is going to like replenish your spoons that you overuse in a day, but I'm gonna see if I can feel like I've used maybe -4 spoons if I finish my list versus -8 spoons. So day one, spoon theory. I encourage you, if you are someone who doesn't want to do everything digitally, get one of these dry erase boards at the Dollar Tree. Write down your day. I mean, it literally could be, and this is what happens to me, is the day that I work, I push through. The next day, like my day could look like get my kids to school. Trust me, I have a hard time even getting out of bed, but I do it. I get them to school, I get home, I have to rest for an hour. I could walk my dogs, I have to rest for an hour and a half. I could throw in laundry, rest for 20 minutes. I mean, it is an endless cycle of catching up, resting and doing something, resting and doing something. And then sometimes the next day, like all I can do is get them there and like rest for hours at a time. And I'm playing catch up. So my goal is with this spoon theory is to not have so many days where I have to literally just be resting and recovering as if I'm living with the flu. I don't know if this is gonna work for it or not, but I really have high hopes for this, and I'm gonna take you on this journey with me. So follow along if you wanna do spoon theory with me. If you're new to it, if you have it all together and you've got some advice for me, I'll take it. I wanna leave comments down there what's helping you guys. Everybody has their level of stuff. So when I first came down with chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, I would use 12 spoons to make it from my bed to the bathroom, and then I was done for the day. I really, 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 like when I think about it, I get a little sick to my stomach and think, oh gosh, like I really hope I never get there again. It's possible. I don't believe, like deep down, I just don't believe that will happen to me. Like I'll get to that severity again. I feel like what happens is when you do get to a level of where I'm at from that, if you get to this level, I feel like as long as I don't get like a really bad illness, like when I got COVID, almost 3 years ago, it reactivated everything. I was almost back to square one, and I have been like climbing out of this like, I don't want to call it a pit, but I've been climbing like to the top, you know, trying to get back up to get some oxygen again, for almost 3 years. And so I know that, you know, getting illnesses and having high stressful events and things like that can like backtrack or even bring you back to square one with your chronic fatigue syndrome, long COVID, fibro and all that. But I'm in a place where no, I am not who I was, and no, I'm not 100%, but I can at least like utilize these things and try my best to live within this new realm of limitations. So that's where I'm at. Spoon theory day one. God bless and see you later.